Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to our original brand new show, Philly Fan-in-Law. I am Bruce, the husband and co-creator, photographer, and technical director. And I'd like to bring in the other co-creator, my wife, Tammy.
Okay.
There she
Technical
is.
director, you're fired.
Fired.
Oh,
Day one. And
the boss
special
says
guest
you're
star
fired.
will be making special appearances. That'll be Miles.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us on our first episode 3 times over.
We're
Um,
here.
so yeah, we are starting our own little sports cast, and this is all about being married and being big time sports fans. So my wife came up with this great idea. So why don't you explain it a little bit?
So here's the deal. I got married into this, meaning I married Bruce, who is a Phillies, Eagles, Sixers, everything fan, Flyers, just everything Philly sports.
Hmm.
And so you meet people who think that, first of all, that you've lived here all your life and you haven't. And then they just start talking to you like you have and throwing out things that you have no idea of what they're talking about. So I wanted to create this show, especially for the ladies, because there's a lot of questions that I know we have that some are maybe feeling intimidated to ask. And I feel like I need to step up and speak out for the ladies. So this is the show for you.
Yay! So what are some of the original first Phillyisms that you were like, what is he talking about? I don't know what he's saying.
So there'll be random names that'll just come out of your mouth, and I have no idea who you're talking about, um, what team they played for, and why I should care. So I know there's some out there like um, that I just, I don't even know how to get into it right away, but I'll let you
I
start.
got one. I got one for you right away.
Yeah.
So the Phillies were in the playoffs, and of course they lost in dramatic fashion. And you said, well, at the World Series was the Blue Jays were in it. And you said, well, who do you want to win? Blue Jays, they have a good team. And I said, I can't root for the Blue Jays. So what about the Dodgers? And reluctantly, the Dodgers beat the Phillies in the playoffs. But I said, I'm probably going to have to root for the Dodgers because of Joe Carter. And you didn't say anything. And I didn't know. I thought you knew what I was talking about. And you had no
And I looked
idea.
at you and I said,
I was
"Who
like,
is Joe
well,
Carter?
they cost
Why
us a
should I
World
care?"
Series. So, yeah, I still can't. I'm still not over it. I mean, and the Dodgers are a very good team, and I kind of feel you want the team that beats you in the playoffs to
When did
win
that
the whole
happen,
thing.
that incident that you're talking to
Oh
about
man,
Joe Carter?
93.
Okay.
I mean, it's not as bad as it used to be. The grudge is like that big. Yeah, I think it's been a long time, but it was dramatic fashion.
But you
Like,
act like it happened last week. Like, that's
I,
the thing about the Philly fans, like, it did it just happen? No, this was in the '80s. This is in the '90s. We're in 2026. What are you
no, wait, was
talking
it
about?
2003? 2003. Yeah, 2003.
It
I don't know.
Okay,
People look it
20
up. I don't know, but they
23
lost.
years.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time
Yeah,
ago. But
it was
it's
a
just
long
like
time.
you mentioned that, it's just like it just
22.
happened.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
so
they
that's
brought it
that's
up. It was the last time the Blue Jays won the World Series, so
oh,
it
okay.
came up in the broadcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, talk radio is real. It is a real thing here, and if you don't understand any sports, listen to talk radio. I won't say a particular station,
Yeah.
but they all have their points and they make them all day, all night long.
Yeah. Philly has two major sports talk stations that are 24/7. Yeah, and that's not mentioning the other radio stations that do a little, you know, chitter chatter and they bring it up in their morning shows and stuff like that. But like
Right.
dedicated sports stations, they have two radio talk stations and a dedicated regional sports broadcast station that does nothing but Philly sports. So we're one of the few cities that still have something like that. And I think New
But again,
York
you have to know
eliminated
your
that.
history. And so this is what this is all about. And speaking of that, so Broad Street Bullies was another one that I didn't quite understand and really still don't. So can you go into what Broad Street Bullies is? Because I thought it was like real people.
Well, that's another thing that I really thought you knew what I was talking about. It's like, oh, these guys are like the Broad Street Bullies. And you're like, you just kind of yesed and walked away. So the Broad Street Bullies is actually a Flyers term. It's a hockey
Oh,
term, and the Flyers play in South Broad Street at the time, all the way back at the Spectrum, Broad and Patterson, and they in the '70s they were tough group. They were known for playing real hard nosed hockey, and you came to Philadelphia, you know, they were ready to fight you. And that team ended up winning two Stanley Cups. So and that's all the way in the '70s. And that term, Broad Street Bully, stuck. And it's been like a common Philadelphia term for years. You know, the bullies of South Broad Street or the Broad Street Bullies, because Broad Street in Philadelphia runs the entire length of the city, north and south. So at the very southern tip, is the Navy Yard, and the sports complex is there. But it was like a really cool nickname that the Flyers got, and it just stuck. So anytime a team plays super tough, not just the Flyers anymore, it's kind of the Broad Street Bullies. So, matter of fact, I have a fantasy football team named the Broad Street Bullies.
yes, you do.
Yeah, one of a couple. Fantasy football team is a little bit of a problem.
I love that. Okay, so eh, there's a lot of history, there's a lot of wonderful things to talk about, but let's go into the not so wonderful things to talk about. And I'm going to start with the Eagles because
Mm,
we didn't go to the Super Bowl. We
yeah,
went to the playoffs, but it was kind of,
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's over. We had fun. It was
did,
enjoyable.
was it?
I mean, I
I,
did because I'm old. So everybody else is moaning and groaning like this is how it always is. But this is the
what does
best
age have to do with it? What do you mean you did
because
because you're
anybody
old?
my age knows all the pain and suffering. You pass 5-0, you've seen a lot of Eagles football, a lot of Eagles football. And there was not a lot of winning going on. I mean, we got to hold on to Eagles versus Raiders in 1980, and that was, unbelievable. The Eagles made their first Super Bowl, and we're all excited with Jaworski and Harold Carmichael and Wilbur Montgomery and Bill Bergey. Oh, it was great. And I was a kid, right? Yeah, I know you don't know any of those dudes. And it's like,
I know Jaws.
yeah, Jaws is still He's still
I know
Jaworski's
Jaws.
still a big player in Philadelphia. Does a
Yes.
lot of charity and really cool things, and has some golf courses. And he's a really great former Eagle that stayed in the area and does a lot of positive things. But yeah, that team, and then they basically didn't last that long. And that team was coached by Dick Vermeil, and Dick Vermeil left. And we're like, wow, what's going to happen now? And the team just floundered around, and they were always good. They always played tough. I mean, well, saying they were good, I mean, to us, they were good. And so to be here now and two Super Bowls and multiple playoff runs. When the Andy Reid started, it got good. So like off of Andy Reid, right then and there, I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. I think it was 5 NFC championships. Oh my God.
Five will always love you, by the way.
Yeah, Five will always. See, there's another one. Five will always love you. You know where that one's from, though.
For the yes, I do.
Yeah.
Actually, that was the wonderful quarterback Donovan McNabb, who took the
Say it.
Eagles to
Where's he from?
the playoffs and to the Super Bowl.
Donovan did take him to the Super Bowl,
Okay,
and they lost to the Patriots.
and they lost to the Patriots.
Tom Brady.
And there was drama with Donovan and another wide receiver.
T.O. 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 T.O.
T.O. So that was like, I think that's what put Eagles like more on the map, because the drama surrounding it was just so crazy with Donovan and T.O.,
Yeah.
where you're working out at home outside of your
Yes.
house.
Donovan and T.O., there were rumors that there was something not going right, something they weren't getting along. And
Yeah.
T.O. was like the savior that everybody was waiting for. We needed a superstar wide receiver. The Eagles technically didn't have one for a long time. And Andy Reid decided that it's time to see if we can get a top-notch guy, and T.O. was available and came here. And I mean, it worked. I mean, it was amazing. But I think year 2, T.O. wanted some more money. He wanted to redo his contract. You know, T.O. he did T.O. things. And I mean, I wasn't surprised, but everybody else seemed they were surprised. And T.O. was like, they had a little disagreement of how things were going to go. And him and Andy Reid got in an argument. Andy was the boss, and T.O. was sent home during practice. And it ballooned into this afternoon news thing of T.O. off, kind of not on the team at home. And he did a workout in front of his house, like full, like arm curls. It was like crazy. There were helicopters, news helicopters flying over his house. It was crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was, we can get more into that later.
But those are T.O.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That team was great. The team was unbelievable. And then Bill
But they
Belichick,
never won a Super Bowl, so they're not really
they lost
that great.
4 NFC championships in a row. And yeah, it was rough.
So great really is a loose term in your opinion?
I mean, they gave away 2 of them. Epically, of course. We can't do it. They can't just get beat. They got to do it like, oh my God, here comes.
So not so great.
Here comes Joe Jaravicious with the Tampa Bay Bucks flying down the field and scoring like an 80-yard touchdown or something. It was like ridiculous.
Okay. Come back.
Sorry.
Come back. Okay. Eagles are home trying to figure it out. Lots of questions, what's going to happen for the season. So there's a lot to talk about with the Eagles. A lot of history there we'll get into as we're doing now. Sixers are kind of hot, sort of, kind of.
Yes. A lot of they're fun to watch again. Yes.
Okay.
You're not stressful that it's just going to be a loss every time. They've had some rough goes in the last couple of years. Embiid's been healthy, and he's playing more, and the team is starting to really come together. But yeah, I mean, here's a player that you knew even when you were growing up. You knew Dr. J. You knew who Dr. J was.
I had a big crush on Dr. J. The Fish That Say Pittsburgh was my movie, and I watched it over and over and over again because I was in love with Dr. J. He was just everything, like the afro, the Converse, just everything. And to see him acting with like, just being himself, but still like acting. It's like, I still remember lines from that movie. He was just amazing. And it was funny because that's how Philly kind of got on the map for me because I grew up in Iowa, so we don't have any pro sports teams.
Mm.
So I got to pick and choose. So the Bears were my football team, and Philly kind of was my basketball team until, of course, the Bulls. And I was there for the. Are you booing the Bulls?
Yes, the Bears are okay, but kind of.
Wait, you're booing Mike? Wait, whoa, 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 whoa! You're booing the '90s Bulls, like the championship.
You know how many playoff games Michael Jordan cost us? Oh
No,
my
I don't.
God. Yeah, I know you don't because you
I
guys were
don't because we were
living,
just winning. We were just
winning and living high off the wins.
winning.
Oh my God, it was brutal.
It was awesome. It was awesome time to live in Chicago, to be working in news in Chicago, to go to the
Mm.
parties and to go to the games. Like it was just a magical time. And you had the Bulls, you had the Bears and the Super Bowl shuffle. So it was just a lot of winning going
It
on.
was good sports. It
It
was
was
good
great
sports.
sports.
Yeah.
It was it was it was just over the top, and to this day sports. Like those were the records, those were the amazing feats. You had a man that could fly in the
Hmm.
and give you the greatest entertainment in his commercials. And it was a wonderful time. So when Dr. J came, that was a way of like, whoa, it kind of keep setting that bar. But he was like my first love in basketball.
Yeah. Dr. J, once again, this is in the childhood era. Like, for me, that like watching Jordan grow and develop, like I got to appreciate all of Jordan because I'm really able to, I'm an adult and I'm able to pay attention more and, or
Mm-hmm.
teenager. Like I remember Jordan getting on the Bulls the first year, I think they were in the playoffs and they played the Boston Celtics in a game. And the Celtics still had Bird and
Ah,
McHale and all these great guys, Dennis
mhm.
Johnson, all these great players. And it was like first or second round. And the Bulls lost, and Michael Jordan was unbelievable. I want to, and obviously I don't have the stats in front of me. I think he dropped 60 in this game. And after that game, Larry Bird said, "Look out for this guy. This
Mhm.
guy's unbelievable." And I remember like this. I'm like, man, this guy's going to be like, where's this guy going to go? Where's going to take him?
Yeah.
He the Eagles, the Sixers ran into them at least two or three times during that playoff, those championship years, and they could not get past them. Like there's a whole plethora of teams that like they don't have championship rings because of Jordan. And
Knicks,
Charles Barkley is one of them.
Barkley.
Patrick
Yeah.
Ewing.
Patrick Ewing.
Um,
Yeah.
I think, thank God, Jordan took a year off. I think a couple of guys got a ring. I think
They
did
did.
Karl Malone and Stockton get a ring?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Utah
we could
Jazz.
not get out of the East with Michael Jordan and those
Mhm.
Bulls. It was just
It
mission
was wonderful, but
impossible.
it took time, like you were saying, with the Eagles, it took time because it was just Jordan was just one guy. So being able to, have people come in and, surround him and be the support that he needed and to gel as a team, that took time and it was painful, but he was still the star. And
Mhm.
garnering that respect, putting Chicago on the map. And, we were spoiled. Like we had all of that and we had Oprah.
Yeah. I I did envy the Chicago sports market at that time. It was quite remarkable. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was quite remarkable. And I remember thinking, Chicago's the number three largest city. Philly was four at the time. Well, why can't we win like that? It's like, what is happening?
Yeah,
Like, this is crazy.
it is crazy.
So they
So
were
that
just
was,
killing. Even the
yeah.
Blackhawks were killing it back then.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh,
It was
it
it
was
was it
nuts.
was
Yeah.
awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Philly we go. And
Mm.
so that was, yeah, so Dr. J was my idol. And
Do you know that Dr. J has a giant mural on the side of a old building in Philadelphia?
I do know that because we were watching the same newscast.
No, but you didn't know that when you moved
I
here.
didn't know that. No, I didn't know that
Right.
before.
Right.
I saw the mural though, but I didn't know that
Yeah.
there was a building
And it's
now
very
covering it.
unique because it's him in a full business suit.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like the fish that say Pittsburgh when he wore his suit.
Correct. And
Yes.
the reason he's in a full business suit is because the author wanted to the artist wanted to make sure that he was represented in a different fashion than just a sports athlete, and he wanted to portray, this larger than life figure as more than just a basketball player. It's one of the reasons behind the business suit thing, and that thing has to be 20 plus years old minimum.
Well, now it's covered, sort of, kind of.
No, it's not.
It's blocked by the apartment building.
No, that's a different place. That's a different guy. That's Ed Bradley.
Oh,
Yeah, that's Ed Bradley.
that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Still learning. Still learning.
No, but what's really cool is there's not a lot of women that were really in the sports enough to pay attention like you. Like you, when I met you, you were like, oh, Bears, you know, Bulls. You knew you were in. You're about football was your sport. Is your sport
Yes.
really? Yeah.
Yes.
So
And
that was
college
always fun.
football. So we can say I'm a true Iowa Hawkeyes fan,
Right.
like to the core, to the bone.
That's cool.
And you are?
Penn State. We are.
So, yeah.
I don't think I ever knew anybody from Iowa. Maybe they were, I just didn't know, but
You didn't know. No. And you didn't believe me when I first moved here and we started working together that I was from Iowa. You were kind of in denial with that?
Yeah, I thought you were messing with me. I did. I thought you were from Mount Airy or something. I thought that was your softball team or something. I didn't know what was going on.
It was my favorite shirt too.
It's like Hayden Fry. Like,
yes.
Is this like, what's that old TV show, Coach?
Coach. It was based off his life because the writer's from Iowa. Anyway, yeah, so that that happened. But the first time that you and I connected, like 12 years later, it was surrounding a big football weekend.
That's correct. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so you and I decided we were going to get together. Penn State was playing Iowa, and at the time, Penn State was. I'm sorry.
It was a night game at Iowa.
Game. Oh yeah, it was a night game.
Kinnick Stadium.
And it was in Iowa, and Penn State wasn't as good as they normally were because they had problems. We're not going to get into here, but it was a problem, and they were punished for it. And so I was like, I wasn't expecting them to do anything great. And then on Sunday, the Eagles played the Bears. And the Eagles was that Monday Night Football?
I think it was Monday Night Football.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
So I thought it was Sunday. I thought it was back-to-back nights.
Oh, maybe it was nights. Okay. Yeah.
So the Eagles were okay. It was competitive, but the Bears were a better team. And I thought that, I just like, all right, well, I'll just go down here and hang out with you and have a good time watching football. I wasn't going to think much of it.
So long story short, Iowa, Kinnick Stadium, fire. Like the crowd is like jumping. Penn State's there visiting. It was just like great. Like I had all of my gear on. I came downstairs. I was just like, let's go.
Yeah, it was awesome. And Penn State came out like gangbusters. Just, throwing punches. I mean, Iowa marched down the field, interception. Whoa, oh my God. And you weren't happy.
I
And
was not happy to the point where I was like, I'm done. I'm out.
so yeah, Penn State had a great game. It was unbelievable. It was a shootout. Penn State won.
But I left you
And
downstairs. Like I was so upset that I left. I was
mhm,
gone.
yeah,
And you thought I was coming back.
I didn't know what to do. I I was in your house. I flew in to see you. I was like, well, should I go or
I literally left him in
you
my
left?
home.
And I didn't know what to think. I was like, well, am I going to be invited back for the Eagles game? And so that was the night. That was it.
That was
Done.
it.
Yeah,
I
that was
didn't
it.
see you anymore.
Right. And then the next day I did come over
Yes,
and we did watch the Eagles. You didn't bring up the Iowa game at all.
did
You're
not.
like,
There was nothing to talk about. Let's
so
just move
I
forward.
yeah, I took real good cues of that and kept my mouth shut. And then the Eagles proceeded to play another great game. It was unbelievable. They were underdogs and they ended up winning that game. And I'm like, oh, there's a rough start.
It was a rough start.
And I didn't think you were that serious of a sports fan that you would care that much.
How so after that weekend, how serious did you know I was?
Pretty serious. Yeah. Not too many women I knew were that serious in the following football. Yeah, I mean they
Yeah,
might be sports fans and they might like the Eagles, but no, you paid attention to like quite a few teams and you liked your football. And there's another time where I think we were going to go on a date on a Thursday night to dinner. I had dinner reservations
you did.
and you were all quiet. And I'm like, is something wrong? You said, so, well, it's a game tonight. And I was like, what? I have reservations. And he's like, yeah, Russell. So I forgot who they were playing, but they're playing like, Russell's playing and da da da. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I felt like, am I the girl here? Like, what's happening? I was like, so I said, I'll stay and watch football, but this counts. This counts as a date. And I'll cancel the reservations.
And we did. We did. It was awesome.
Yeah, we watched Thursday Night Football. I think the Seahawks won and Russell did good. And yeah, it's fun times.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So on the show throughout, we're going to do more seasons.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have friends and family on to talk about their experiences with the games that they love. And we hope that this brings some light for those who are kind of uncomfortable talking about sports, because it really is a conversation. And once you get to know about Philly sports, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of history, there's really a lot of history, and it's really cool and exciting. And, being able to help through that process, especially if you married into the sport, married into the family. And when you go to gatherings, to be able to be confident and comfortable talking, you have to roll in. I've learned that you have to go in strong.
Yeah, and the women in sports, being a major sports fans, it's a nice thing to have. It's like you really do enjoy it, and sometimes girlfriends and wives have to adapt. And
Mm.
you were pretty, you followed sports, but you got into the Philly, especially the Eagles culture, pretty quick. You were like, okay, this is great. I can dig this. You've lived in a few cities, and you didn't adopt the team as much as you've adopted the Eagles. So
It's true. It's
yeah.
true. I really do enjoy it. And to the point, when we started dating, I made sure that we had direct TV so that when you came down to visit, you could
Yeah.
watch the Eagles, because
Yeah.
it was all about the Falcons and the
Hmm.
SEC. So it became very crucial that we got full on sports. So
Yeah, that was amazing. That's the only
everybody
time
got
I ever
excited.
had full
Yeah.
NFL ticket too.
Yes. Yes. You were kind of overwhelmed by
I
it.
was. I like, oh my
Yes.
God, this is
Yes.
crazy.
Like we would go to sports bars and like get the Eagles fans
Yeah.
in Atlanta. And that was pretty cool.
Hmm. Yeah,
There's
that
a
was
few
fun.
places that we went to that was really fun. So,
Right.
okay.
Well,
Time for a little history.
we're going to do the history moment.
Excuse me. I
Okay.
didn't know how to
History
turn off the
moment.
mic.
Okay. All right. Historical moment. My Phillies historical moment, now that we're in basketball season, will be the Allen Iverson 76ers. And in 25 years ago, they went to the championship to play the Lakers. And it was quite the show. And that team, led by Larry Brown, was the coach. You had AI, Aaron McKee, Manute Bull, and Eric Snow. And they went up against, it was really, David versus Goliath as far as I was concerned. It was Shaq and Kobe, and they were unbelievable. And they got to the championship, and the Lakers had not lost a game. I don't think they lost a game in that playoff run. And in the first game, the Sixers won. And I was in LA at that first game, and it was unbelievable. People were confused. Like all the celebrities were there. They were, oh, that's cute. What? Huh? That's not part of the party plan. It was like, what's going on? And the Sixers had their stuff together. Everything circled around Iverson. Everybody knew their role. And there was a guy, McCormick or McNamara, I can't remember his name. He played his role where he's the big man. They had another guy forward. His name's skipping my mind at this time, but that team was amazing. It's a shame they went up against Shaq and Kobe, who are obviously unbelievably great. They ended up losing the series 4-1. But a little known fact is that game two in LA, the Sixers they had a chance to win that game. They were winning for quite some time. That's the game where everybody really is like, uh-oh. I don't think LA fans and major basketball fans were thinking, uh-oh, in game one. All right,
Mhm.
the Sixers jumped on them. Iverson had a great game. Game two, the Sixers ended up losing, but they had them in that game, and they let it go. It slipped through their hands, and then Shaq and Kobe just
It
it was
woke up.
just it was like they got smacked in the face for a minute, like, hey, we could win games too, and that was it. They just dominated from there on in. So that's my little historical moment, and it
Very
was fun
good.
time. Yeah,
Very
clap your
good.
hands, everybody.
I don't know that song either. The fact that you guys have songs, like, we'll talk about that next time.
Yeah, we'll get into that next time. There's
Yes.
yeah. But I guess we'll sign off and say thank you guys for joining us,
Thank
and
you.
looking forward to having some guests and getting everybody involved. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. See you soon.
Bye. See you soon. You're still fired.
What?
Miles said you're fired.